Peace fam, what's good? It's your man Ocean. We back at it. Welcome back to the Chieftain Network. Like, subscribe, share my videos as soon as you come in the room. I very much would appreciate it. Help your boy break the algorithm. Help me get up in it one time for your mind. Now tonight, I'm gonna go with my top five teams that's gonna come out of the Eastern Conference this year for the 2024 NBA season that's coming up. Being that we are right on the verge of the season, I think preseason started already, and I just want to just give my take and see how accurate my predictions are that I make now before the season start, and I come back, you know what I'm saying, and check on this and see did this video age well, and you can do the same. But I'm gonna go with my top five, but I'm gonna go in the reverse order. I'm gonna go 5 through 1. So, and I'm gonna give just a little my reason why I think that this team can compete in the Eastern Conference. Okay, so my number 5 team coming out the Eastern Conference, I'm gonna just go ahead and get the sentimental pick out the way off top. You know what I mean? I know this team ain't necessarily gonna go deep in the playoffs, but this team will make the playoffs this year. I think I'm speaking on my number 5 team, which is the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks will make the playoff this year. The Hawks will have a solid season this year. I think Trae Young is gonna take some advanced steps in the leadership category where he can figure out a way to implement more of, you know what I'm saying, his teammates into different situations that what because we all know that Trae can get a basket anytime from anywhere on the court, but the part of his game that's really lacking is, you know what I'm saying, we know that he's a defensive liability, but the part of his game that's really lacking is being able to, kind of make the rest of the guys better and trusting the rest of the guys in all situations. So I think that he'll make some proper adjustments and some proper steps in that direction, and Atlanta will have a decent season this year. And for all my ATL Hawk fan, and me personally, I'm a Hawk fan too myself. So the number 4, I think the number 4 team will be. I think the number 4 team will be Miami. Nah, cause Jimmy Butler acting crazy. So the number 4 team might be Philadelphia. Philadelphia might, you know what I'm saying? I forgot that they got Jalen Brunson, who's a pretty solid leader at that point guard position to be able to get the ball in the right hands at the right time. And also he's a walking bucket itself. So it's gonna be, and they got another year playing together, another year of getting to know each other and trusting each other. And I think that Julius Randle is, he's a big time player. Sometimes Julius Randle kind of inconsistent, and the more he float to the outside, the less effective he becomes. But Julius Randle is still a beast, and we have seen Julius Randle go in beast mode on more than one occasion. So we know that he has the capability of, you know what I'm saying, being a major takeover weapon itself. And I think I see RJ Barrett, the other left hand, left hand man who I think he can probably take some good steps toward being a more complete player and a more consistent player too. And the Knicks, they're a decent team. So, I'm gonna say they're gonna be the number 4 team in the Eastern Conference. All right, number 3. Number 3 was a toss up to me really at the end of the day, but I'm gonna think that Boston is gonna be the number 3 team, right? Because we know that Boston got a lot of what some people or a lot of people consider is the strongest duo in the league in Jason Tatum and my guy Jaylen Brown. So with those two right there, that's a group of wins just with them two right there. Because we know on most nights that those guys are gonna put up buckets. That's an easy 35 and 35 night on certain occasions. So Boston, they been there. They supposedly they built the win. They got Drew Holiday in there now. So, Boston looking good. They needed a point guard like Drew Holiday who can settle things down. See what they got. What they got in Drew Holiday. They got Marcus Smart plus in Drew Holiday, because not only is Drew Holiday considered one of the best defenders in the game, but Drew Holiday can also, be considered in certain situations a certified bucket getter. So that means that Tatum and Brown got another man that they can trust with the ball in his hands in all situations. So it ain't got to be Jason Tatum coming down and shooting 6, 7, 8 long 3-pointers in a row. However, you know what I mean. So I think Boston will have a decent season. We know they're gonna have a good season, but they won't. I don't think that they're gonna be better than this number 2 team. And for the simple fact that this number 2 team has been together for a good 4 or 5 years now, and they building chemistry. The Cleveland Cavaliers. Now that's a team a lot of people don't think that those guys are gonna put a great season together, but the Cleveland Cavaliers really do have a roster that's set up to win, because they got, one of the most underrated, one of the most versatile and gifted young big man in the game in Mobley. Mobley is definitely a defensive, anchor, so to speak, but Mobley can get you a basket too. And they got one of the top backcourts in the league when it comes to Darius Garland and Spotty himself, Donovan Mitchell. That's a solid backcourt. I think that they sometimes Donovan especially come up kind of small in the playoffs, but I don't look at Darius Garland as a person that come up small. So I feel like that they got a chance to go deep in the playoffs and possibly, make a finals run. It all depends on how hot they get at the end of the season, how healthy everybody is at it. It's a certain type of variables that decide how exactly how far they can go. But I think that they will go far in the playoffs, because they built the last. They've been putting that Cleveland Cavalier roster together over the last few years. I got to give credit where credit is due. And Cleveland roster look, certified at this point. So maybe you got to take a deeper look at them to see what I see. But hey, like I said, come back to this video later on this year and see did it age well. And we all know, I ain't said them yet, so we know who number 1 is. And the Milwaukee Bucks, and they just traded the big trade that everybody was anticipating. Well, is Damian Lillard going to land? Is he going to land on the East Coast? Is he going to be in a situation where he's, pretty much expected to go to the finals and win? And, it all worked out. Up to this point, it all worked out in Dame's favor, in my view, as it comes to we looking for Dame to take the final step into, not the final step, but another step into adding on to his legacy by becoming a finals winner. And I think that him and Greek Freak teaming up like this, 2 of the top 6 players in the league, in the same, at the 1 and the 4, they look like, from where I'm standing, they look like they should be able to complement each other perfectly with the inside-outside combination, because you got to guard Damian Lillard when he step in the gym. You can't afford to play back off of him, and you can't afford to play close up on him. So with that being said, that man is always, Damian Lillard man, always accounted for. He can't double, he can't look to help, none of that. He got to fight over all the screens, all that. And with that, now you got Freak, who got more of a chance of being in a wide open court situation. And if like I know, if you put Greek Freak in a wide open court situation, it's usually a bucket and a foul, but it's going to be a bucket or it's going to be a foul. And on any given night, them 2 boys, they can go for 80 together. Greek Freak and Damian Lillard, on any given night, they can go for 80 points together. Mark my word, it will happen 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 times this year. They'll go for 80 together. Because all it takes is for Damian Lillard to hit that first three that he gonna take at the beginning of every game from down the logo, and we know he can hit it. And if he hit that, that means his shit falling tonight. That means you gotta play close to him. That means you gotta account for him, and you still gotta account for the freak. So it's gonna be how much chemistry can they build? Can Chris Middleton stay healthy? They got a lot of pieces. I like Portis down there in the paint. So I think that Milwaukee is built to go back to the finals this year. And that's not taking anything away from Jrue Holiday, but I will say that Damian Lillard is a step up from Jrue. Damian Lillard is, he's just a step up from Jrue when it comes to how he gonna open up the offense. Jrue is a great player. Jrue is a great player for the simple fact that whoever Jrue switch on is on defense, he can guard him, but still, when it comes to what Damian got to offer and what he bringing to the offensive side of the ball, and how he taking your scoring percentage up probably by like 6 or 7 points a game. I'm gonna think that with Dame in the lineup, that's 6 or 7 points a game at the end of the season. So I like Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee can go very, very deep in the playoffs. I think they going to the finals. I think they got a great chance of winning the finals. But we don't know. We'll see who come out the West. We'll see who come out the East. But this is my top 5 teams in the Eastern Conference right now. So, let me know if you agree with my assessment of the top 5 teams, or let me know if you disagree. Let me know if you dig this kind of content. Leave a like, a comment, a 100 in the chat. I would very much appreciate it. That's about all, man. I'm going to leave that video right there. I'm going to leave it right there, man. Come back again. We'll do this again. Your boy is out.